like and subscribe. Wife just got mad at me for telling her she looked fine. What is something you thought was a compliment at the time but really wasn't? She was getting ready to leave and asked how she looked. I wasn't really paying attention, so I just said you look fine. And she said fine? Just fine? I said yeah. So she says I don't want to look fine, I want to look nice. So I go oh vertical bar you look nice then. Then she just groans and storms off. Guys, has something like this ever happened to you? Edit. Lots of people saying she probably was upset I did not notice how much extra time she put into her appearance toward oh vertical bar she didn't. She looked like she does every day. Edit 2. After careful consideration, I am an idiot. Not really a compliment, but along the same vein. My ex and I were cuddling, and she ended up laying on top of me. Not just head on chest, but her entire body was on me, and being supported by my body. Note I'm not a big man, just 150 pounds. She proceeded to ask if she's heavy, and I answered yes you're pressing against my lungs. At this point she either pretended to get offended, or really did get offended, and said are you insinuating that I'm fat? To which I replied a line that I've seen on Reddit once before, and been saving to use, are you insinuating that you're lighter than air? I laughed. She laughed, and slapped me a little. I always tell my life she looks terrible. How do I look? Oh vertical bar my asterisk GAWD asterisk. What? That looks asterisk TERRIBLE asterisk on you. Take it off. Asterisk asterisk RIGHT asterisk asterisk now. Here, let me help. Oh my god, shut up. Let her go. I make her laugh. I tell her she's sexier than any outfit could ever be, and I reassure her she's looking fine without ever saying the words. Works every time. Saying a woman looks fine is like calling food edible. Honey, do these jeans my butt look big? Me, no, you're this. I did not notice how much extra time she put into her appearance toward oh vertical bar she didn't. She looked like she does every day. I'd keep that one to myself my man. Whenever my wife dresses up she is genuinely stunning in my opinion. I tell her so, but get the don't be silly look. So I go oh vertical bar you look nice then. Honestly I'd be kinda upset if my wife so blatantly was just saying whatever to appease me instead of giving an honest opinion. It's patronizing. That's a pretty bland and uninterested comment if she put any extra effort into things that day. Fine means meh. If someone says how are you? And someone says fine it means not great, let's move on. Did you say fine like a fine wine, or like a you look alright? Because tone matters there. Fine with zero enthusiasm becomes the second one. If that was the case then you really shouldn't be blaming her for her hurt feelings. So I go oh vertical bar you look nice then. You have to be dense to not see how this is insulting. Edit. To clarify, saying you look fine is also a way of saying that you don't care, or that you're not willing to give a real answer. That answer comes across as talking to a brick wall, at least where I'm from. Never stop wooing your spouse. How did you survive the entire relationship, proposal, engagement, and marriage up until this point without realizing that the question how do I look should not be answered with the word fine? LPT. You just have to respond with something like you look good. I like the color of your shirt / shoes / nails / whatever. Just pick some aspect of her outfit / aesthetic and specifically comment on it. Or you can be genuine and tell them what you actually feel, because good relationships are built on trust and communication. Of course this has happened. Almost every guy alive has experienced some derivative of this exact scenario. And almost every woman alive has more or less reacted in this way to a questionable compliment. Congratulations. You and your wife are average. In the best possible way OFC. The other day my wife and I were getting ready to go out to eat. For some reason I had that Hungry Hungry Hippo song stuck in my head. Started singing it. My wife very angrily pokes her head in the room and says I'm not a hippo. Try telling her she looks nice without her asking more often. If she is fishing for compliments, she likely feels insecure and is looking for some support. A few weeks ago I met my sister-in-law and said, "Oh, you look so thin." She looked at me strangely and said thanks. It took a few moments for the shoe to drop for me. By telling her I thought she looked so thin in such a shocked way means that I usually think she looks fat. I actually apologized and told her that what I meant to say was that she looked nice. Edit, read the other comments of this thread and for sake she just wants a bit of validation from the guy she loves. Grow up and get over the whole women. Their crazy attitude. It's all in the delivery. You can say you look fine or nonchalant barely notice fine. Haha. Good luck on that one lol. She's upset because it's a low effort, thoughtless platitude. At least say, that color looks good on you. Bruh, put effort in. Speaking from some degree of experience, if she was getting ready to go, she probably was putting an extra effort to look nice and wanted you to notice/appreciate that, or was unsure if her ensemble was really as nice as she thought it was. Either way, she wanted honesty, engagement, and a degree of specificity. You married her because she's the most lovely lady in your life, right? Make her feel that way. So no, fine is pretty mid. You should been like you fine baby. IDK just a suggestion, I'm single as a Pringle. Just compliment Mayo, it ain't rocket science. Okay, I'm going to out myself here. I have an alter ego called Barkley. He is a fashion consultant. My wife and I have agreed that if she asks me how an outfit or hair looks, I'm going to say fine. On the other hand, if she asks for Barkley's opinion, he's going to say, the 2 shades of blue you picked clash, and you should wear flats, because we'll be walking a lot today. Also, rule number 1 is the wife cannot get mad at Barkley, since she is looking for an honest answer. It's her choice on who she's asking. Do you really not see how being condescended to might have annoyed your wife? The AKI you look nice then thing? Like throwing a compliment token at her to shut her up, but making sure she knows how much of a chore it is for you? I had a boyfriend who would do this often. He'd never give me a compliment beyond fine or nice, no matter how much effort I'd put into something, like my appearance or cooking, despite the conversations we had about it, and how it made me feel like I did not want to make an effort with him anymore. So after a while I figured fine, I would stop making an effort to go out of my way to compliment him. I would make it a practice to actively find one thing to genuinely compliment him on every day, since he told me several times he could not do all this pretty words. And it was not important. He changed his tune pretty quickly after he made dinner, spent a few hours cooking, and I told him it was fine. Everyone likes to be appreciated by their partner, and giving a genuine compliment does not hurt you. You look fine is like you look acceptable. Fatter is not a compliment. No honor saying, gush all over the place, but even if she looks the same as she usually does, so vertical bar, hopefully you think she usually looks nice. So fatter is not an ingenuine thing to say. Juju wife just wants you to compliment her. It's not hard. How the hell is fine a compliment? You just told her you don't find anything particularly special or attractive about her. Be better. I know it's not the right sub, but fine is a funny word. Its connotation is the opposite of its definition for some reason. My husband once tasted a new dish I made and said, "Oh, this actually tastes good." Oh. Vertical bar, why did he have to say actually? Your wife never looks fine. She never looks nice. She is always beautiful. Always. If she went to bed drunk, wakes up with porcupine hair, makeup all over her face, a pouty look and a hangover, she's beautiful. Hand her the Gatorade and shut up. This is not a sexist statement, but to us the words which all mean the same thing, i.e. nice and fine, mean completely different things to a woman getting ready to leave the house. Telling a woman she looks fine is never a compliment. Ever. This is why I never ask men that question, lol. I know how I look. If he wants to compliment me, good. But fishing for a compliment is a recipe for disaster sometimes. You are not necessarily wrong, but there are things you can do. I like telling my GF that she is pretty almost every day. She is, and she deserves to feel that way. Your GF is still seeking that approval, or she won't not have gotten mad. Start telling her she is beautiful and flirt with her. Act like you don't just have her around, spank her while walking by. Just stuff that shows you cannot get enough, and it takes no effort to do it. As a female, I think comments in this realm are easily translated to you don't care, even if that is not how it is intended, and your mind was probably just someplace else, you know. These innocent comments are just a product of misunderstanding and personal perception. It happens. I guess we all like a little bit of effort, especially in conversation, because it shows you care. Didn't happen to me, it was my friend who was the perp. Mid-coitus she decided to engage in some sexy talk, improv sexy talk. She whispers in his ear, "You're so effing good at that." He takes her lead and blurts out, "You're so effing fat." Yeah, he had to come stay at my place for a few days after that. She is not mad at you, she has frustrations elsewhere, and is projecting them onto you. I have also found it is best to set everything up one notch. Does she look like she is ready to go to Home Depot and garden? She looks fine. Does she look like she is heading into the office, or out for errands/visit family? She looks really nice. Does she look like she is headed to church? Oh, she is really pretty today. Is she getting dressed up for a nice dinner or a social function? She is drop dead gorgeous. Is she dressed to go to the club, or on date night? She is the sexiest person you have ever seen. I quoted Arthur from a DR2 girl, and she didn't speak to me for like 3 days long. I'd marry you, D. It's because you said fine. Most of the time we use that word to describe not the best time, not the worst. It says you don't really care for it, but it's not bad. It comes off as you don't care, and are dismissing her. Women like to feel wanted, and beautiful. Saying fine does not exude that at all. Seems like you're in a comfortable place and your wife is noticing. Spice it up, put in more effort. Trust if you took the time to look spiffy, and your wife didn't acknowledge you fully, and said you look fine, you would go look at yourself in the mirror again. Semicolon. The other day I got dressed up, and although my partner told me I looked beautiful, he followed it with, "We have to walk 2 blocks." He was referring to my shoes. I know he's looking out for me, but sometimes it's like a sting. Like you want to look good for your man, and you put a whole outfit together. Then they say something without really thinking how it will be taken. I personally just told my partner, "I'm upset with you, because you made me change my shoes." Not even married, but ever since my parents got divorced, my mom suddenly started treating me like her husband. She freaks the out over innocuous stuff all the time, and it's gotten to the point where I just turn and walk away whenever she asks me non-yes or no questions. Fat is actually a pretty common phenomenon with single mothers and their sons. My mom did the exact same thing to me when she and my dad split. Context and inflection. Learn them, love them, live them. Asterisk, it was at this moment he knew. He head up. Honey, do I look fat in these? Never ever ever in all the multiverses should you reply with, "No more than usual." You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.